Good morning, students. Today we are going to see about the second part of the lesson, public sector and private sector. In our last class, we have seen about the definition of public sector and the history of public sector. What are the objectives of public sector? Everything we have seen in a last class itself. In this class, we are going to see about the socio-economic development through the public sector, importance of public sector, and what are the difference between the public sector and private sector. Finally, we'll see the functions and definitions of the private sector. Yes, students, let me move into the class now. First, once again, we will see the definition of public sector. The sector which is engaged in the activities of providing government goods and services to the general public is known as public sector. That sector totally run on the motive of service, not a profit. Public sector is main motive is service only. So, let me see the socio-economic development. Socio-economic development. What is that socio-economic development? That is, it is a social and economic development in a society. That socio-economic development is measured with the help of some indicators. Such indicators are GDP, that is gross domestic product. Next, life expectancy, then literacy and the level of employment. The new concept they have introduced, that think tank. What is that? Think tank. That is Niti Aayog. We have seen in our last class, right? Niti Aayog is the replacement of the 65 years planning commission, isn't it? So, this is called as think tank, which can perform a suitable platform in integrating the social sector initiatives of the center and state. So, let me see those indicators in deep manner. So, what are the indicators of socio-economic development? In a short answer, they may ask. So, for that, you should be ready. First, let me see about the gross domestic product. What is that? Gross domestic product. That is GDP. The proportional of GDP by the industrial sector, both private and public, has been increased. So, with the help of the GDP only, we can know the economic development is in a particular country. So, it results the increase in government funds and increase the public spending also. If the profit is there more, means we can able to give more fund to the particular spending for public service. Isn't it? So, GDP also very important. Second one is life expectancy. That is lifetime of a people. Okay, so according to the census of 2011, every 10 years our government take the census of people, right? So at last they have taken in 2011 census, the average life expectancy of a man is 65.8 years in India. In meanwhile, the women life expectancy is 68.33 years. So, for that concern, our government announced in the budget of 2018 and 19 the National Health Protection Scheme, that is called as NHPS. For what purpose? This is to serve people and their families. If they get more service from this scheme, they can increase the lifetime of a people. That is the main motive of our public sector. Next one is literacy. Education is very important to each people of a particular country, right? For that concern, our government introduced the scheme called as Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. What is that? Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. That is called as SSA program. That is a government of India's flagship program. It is implemented for making free and compulsory education to the children of 6 to 14 years with a life skill. That is, its main motive is giving education to the 6 to 14 years children without any interrupt. For that concern, they have announced the scheme called as Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. That main motive is making free and compulsory education for the students in the age of 6 to 14 years. Next, they have introduced one more scheme called as RMSA. What is that? RMSA, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan. That also they provide the compulsory education for the student. Then they have introduced many programs such as Smart Class, e-learning, free computer skill classes, and eco-friendly studying environment, Digital India for increasing the level of quality in education. At present, we have got lot of improvement in our education, right? Next, employment. We got a good education. After education, what the next one? That is employment. Employment is a main thing for each citizen of India, right? For that concern, our government started the Smart City Scheme. What is that? Smart City Scheme, which provide the city with many facilities. What are the facilities? What are that? The facilities like hospitals, schools, housing facilities, and shopping centers. This everything provide through the scheme called as Smart City. To promote the rural and backward areas in terms of employment, the government encourages private sectors to start an industry in backward areas by providing tax benefit, electricity at a lower tariff, etc. So these are all the main motive of our public sector for the development of socio-economic. For that concern, they have allowed the private sector also to participate here. Its main motive is it removes the regional inequality also. So, the employment is a very important thing. For that concern, our government gave much importance in this department. Next one is provision of houses. That is provision of houses, clean drinking water and sanitization. So this is very important thing for a human life, right? So that concern our government sector providing housing facilities, clean drinking water facilities and sanitary facilities under Clean India planning. So providing clean water and sanitary facilities overcome the diseases and malnutrition for the people. So by providing these facilities, the life cycle of the people will be increased. That is the main motive of our public sector. Next, let me see the topic of importance of public sector. This much time we have seen how the public sector developed the socio-economic. Now we are going to see the importance of public sector. So, public sector plays the major role in the development of our economy, right? So, we have some important department for the public sector. First one is public sector and capital formation. So, the role of public sector in collecting, saving and investing them during the planning period has been very important. So, in that time, they have used their fund in a correct time for the correct purpose. That is the main thing for the public sector. Second one, economic development. Economic development is mainly depend upon the industrial development. If industry got developed, automatically our economic also will get developed, isn't it? So that concern, they have increased the heavy and basic industries like iron and steel, shipping, mining. These all required for supplying raw materials to the small scale industries. Next, balanced regional development. So, regional development is very important. If in a society, is there any up and down means that is not a proper society, right? So, that concern, they always concentrate on the regional development. Public enterprises have developed the basic facilities. What are the basic facilities? Electricity, water supply, township and manpower. This everything they have provided, thereby bringing about complete transformation in the socio-economic life of the people in the particular region. Next, the employment generation. The number of persons employed during the year 2011 was 150 lakh. How much? 150 lakh. The public sector has also contributed a lot towards the improvement of working and living condition of workers by serving as a model employer. So, public sector has created a million of jobs to tackle the unemployment problem in a country. That also main target of our public sector. Next, export promotion and foreign exchange. Some people, enterprises have done much to promote India's export, right? So, the State Trading Corporation, that is called as STC, the Mineral and Metal Trading Corporation, MMTC, Hindustan Steel Limited, the Bharat Electronic Limited, the Hindustan Machine Tools, etc. have done very well in export promotion. Because of, if we are getting more export means our foreign exchange level will get increased. Next, protection to the sick industry. So, all the industry, we can't able to say the all the industry in a good level. There is some industry in a very problematic level, isn't it? For that concern, our public sector prevent sick unit in closing down. Instead of that closing, they take over their responsibility and prevent many people from getting unemployment. Not only this, but also it prevent the unnecessary locking of capital, land, building, machinery, everything in that sick industry itself. So they have concentrated on the sick industry more. Okay. Next, import substitution. What is that? Import substitution. Some public sector enterprises were started specially to produce goods which were formerly imported and thus to save foreign exchange. So, they have provided some import substitutions. Example, Indian Oil Corporation, Bharat Electronics. This everything is a best example for that. Here I have given you one important note. You just take it down. It's important. The largest public sector employer in India is dash. You can give the answer Indian Railway. Indian Railway is the largest public sector employer in India. So it's important here. That's why I have given as a note here. Okay. Next, very important thing, and it's an important detail also. So, listen well. What is the difference between public sector and private sector? Let me see the one by one points. Public sector, it is a government ownership, right? So, it is a ownership of government. Private sector, it is the ownership of private individual. Individual person become a, what is that? Owner. Next, public revenue depends on taxes in a public sector. So, public sector totally depends on the leaving of taxes on a people, right? But in a private sector, they have issuing the shares and debentures, or by taking loan only they can get the money or investment for the capital. Okay. In a third point, public sector, it ensures the proper wage. Okay, they'll provide a proper wage to the employer. But in a private sector, they exploit the workers. They get more, they give more get hard work from the employer, but they won't give the proper wages to them. So they exploit the workers. In a public sector, it does not allow to concentrate huge wealth in a few hands or rich people itself. So, but In private sector, it allows and concentrate of huge wealth and few hands or rich people itself. They won't bother about the thing. In a public sector, there is no tax evasion. They won't able to cheat the government. But in a private sector, there is a possible of tax evasion. In a public sector, it is totally service oriented. What is that? Service oriented. But private sector is totally profit oriented. They always concentrate on a profit, getting profit only. In a public sector, priority is given to the socially backward people. What is that? Socially backward. They always concentrate on the poor people alone, how to develop them, like that. But in a private sector, it does not care the socially backward class. There is no reservation for them particularly. They always concentrate only the profit of them only. Okay, this is the difference between public sector and private sector. Next, let me move on to the definition of the private sector. What is private sector? The segment of a national economy that is owned, controlled and managed by private individuals or enterprises is known as private sector. That is, a particular enterprise or a company which will be owned by the individual, that is called as private sector. That private sector companies can be created in two ways. First one is, they can able to form a new enterprise by their own investment. In a second way, the privatization of any public sector enterprise. At present, our central government have announced some privatization right. That is called as privatization. Best example is insurance companies. Many insurance companies nowadays they here, isn't it? And the bank sector. Many private banks also there. So, in a two-way, the private sector companies can be created. First one, the formation of new enterprises. Second one, the privatization of any public sector. So, in this two-way, they can create the private sector. Next, what are the functions of the private sector? The main function of the private sector is to create innovation and modernization. They always try to find the new thing to attract the people and to get the profit. And they always modernize themselves and update one by one. Second, they develop and maintain infrastructure and services of a particular enterprises. Then they always try to promote and expand the existing business. But public sector, they won't concentrate to expand them. But the private sector always concentrate to expand their business. Then they always promote to human capital development and to help vulnerable groups, especially to participate in the labor market and encourage community development. Then they promote small, micro and medium enterprises, that is SMME, through supply side measures and demand side measures and attract the investment of the city. In this way, they can get more capital and they can get more shares. Through this way, they always try to get more profit. These are all the functions of the private sector. This is also one detailed question mark, so read thoroughly. Finally, now we are in the conclusion. So, with this lesson, we have learned what is public sector and their function and what is private sector and their function we have seen. So, why do we want to know about these two then? Because our Indian government followed the concept of mixed economy. Who first said that? Jawaharlal Nehru, right? The Prime Minister, ex-Prime Minister, former Prime Minister of India, right? So, he has introduced the concept called mixed economy. So, which has assigned a great importance on the private sector of a country for attaining the rapid economic development. What is mean by rapid economic? That is quick development in a short period. For that concern, they have allowed the private sector enter into the public sector. That is called as mixed economy. For that concern, to meet the target in a structural transformation and economic growth, public sector and private sector sector must join together. Then only we can get a rapid economic development in our country. I hope you all have understand this lesson totally. That is what is public sector and what is private sector, what are the functions of them, and what is the difference between both sector. Everything we have seen in this lesson. I hope you all have understand this concept. If any doubt means ask me, ma. Thank you students for your cooperation.